Now, are you somebody that's a little bit addicted to your cell phone, or maybe it's your laptop, or maybe even your computer? Maybe you're on your desktop more than that, but this little cell phone can actually make you a slave. And in fact, you're the boss. But what's interesting is most people in today's Helena, off the cell phone, please. Most people in today's society, at least where we are either on their phone, they're talking with someone. Went the other night into a restaurant. It was kind of a date night thing with my husband, and this couple came in, they sat down, they ordered immediately. Both of them on their phone. They never said another word to each other until the food came. They ate their food and then back on the phone. So it is an addiction, and we recognize it, and we want to talk about it. And I'm going to talk about it from a law of attraction perspective, but emotion code, releasing these trapped emotions. Why are you doing this? So in today's broadcast, we're at episode, I think it's 68, where even though we're moving into sort of a miscellaneous month for May, we're talking about addiction to cell phones. But what seems to be happening is that we're getting so distracted with thinking we have to answer this. So I'm going to talk about some law of attraction reasons why we're doing that and how maybe we can change that. Okay, I'm Dana J. Smithers. I'm one of the Emotion Code Divas. We are both certified. This is Dr. Brad's old book, and I think, Helena, you've got a graphic of the new one. It should be out this week. I'm waiting for mine. I ordered it, I think, 2 months ago. So there's some new updates in that. We're both really looking forward to that. So on today's show, what we're going to do, our goal is to educate, inspire, and heal and release trapped emotions. So we do have a viewer today who stepped up, quite stressed about her cell phone, feels like, if I don't answer it, I might miss something. And I think if you're have a family as well, and you got the kids. Yeah, I was out with somebody the other day. We're doing a business deal. Her phone rings. Oh, it's my daughter. Talks to her daughter. She gets on the phone. She goes, I got to send her some money. Off she goes, send her some money on the phone. I'm sitting there, la, 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 la. So I don't know. We'd kind of like your comments today for your viewers. Do you think it's rude? Do you think it's acceptable to be with someone, they pick up their phone? Or tell us why you think you always have to check your phone, check your emails, check your messages, check your text, check your Instagram, check your Twitter, maybe Snapchat. Perhaps you've got a little Pinterest happening there as well, right? I mean, it's going to be never ending. So that's my little blurb on that. Helena, introduce yourself, please. I'm going to have a drink of water.
Good morning, everyone. I am Helena Jehnichen. I'm a certified emotion code practitioner as well as a certified clinical hypnotherapist. And today I'll be working on a viewer that is having a problem with her phone. She's on it way too much. She says that Facebook and Facebook's the big one, and but she doesn't do Twitter or Instagram. But I do know how much this phone pulls me. It's quite amazing. Yeah.
It's such a distractor. And from the law of attraction perspective, when you're constantly reaching for your phone or looking at your emails or going onto Facebook, it actually comes from a lack consciousness. You feel like you're missing out on something. So for entrepreneurs, what if it's a client? If it's your family, well, what if it's somebody? What if they need me? Really, chances are, if somebody really needs to get a hold of you, they will get a hold of you. And I can't tell you how many times, and I'm sure it's the same with you, Helena, that you've had your phone off and people are calling, and it's like, okay, remember, you're the boss. This is making you a slave to it, right? And to every beck and call of anybody, whether it's family, friends, clients, and Facebook, you don't have to respond to every single thing that's on there. So when you're doing that constantly, you're actually coming from a very negative place. So when you're in charge, this is when you got the whole solar plexus. I'm confident. I've got courage. This is my willpower. I don't have to answer this. I'll answer it. And in the old days when we actually had phones with message machines, right? I knew some people that every time the phone rang, they'd go and answer it. And I'd be having a conversation with someone. They say, "Aren't you going to answer your phone?" I go, "Well, that's why I have a message machine. That's why this takes messages. And that's why we can always go back to Facebook anytime we want to, right?" But what we tend to do is we think we need to respond to somebody or we're going to miss out on something, right? So a lot of negative feelings go on with that. So
It's
be in
kind
charge
of
of your phone. Yeah, go ahead.
it's kind of, it reminds me of that Maslow's dog experiment, the ringing of the
The
bell.
Pavlov dog, yeah.
Pavlov's dog, that's right. Pavlov's dog, where the ringing of the bell trained the
Oh,
dogs to
excuse me, Helena.
salivate.
Sorry, I have a
Oh,
text.
it just,
Oh, it's a picture of Rusty.
isn't it actually, isn't it interesting? It not only interrupts the person's flow of thinking or whatever
Yeah.
that they were doing, it also now just interrupted my flow of what I was doing. So, oh, interesting. Well, we can have a lot of fun with this, but today's viewer, she's watching and she's already given me some information, Dana,
All right.
about her level of severity to the
Great.
Facebook, especially.
Okay, so
So,
Helena's already got, the 7 keys we go over. She's got her permission.
yeah.
She's going to be the proxy for our person today. She knows the severity, and she's going to be doing some muscle testing. And what she's muscle testing on is whatever she can release of these emotions, these 60 emotions. So she'll let us know. We're actually going to do a live emotion code session now. And what Helena is going to be doing to release those emotions is using her magnets. And of course, we always need to be super hydrated. So I've got my water here, and so does Helena. So
So,
Helena, tell us a little bit more about the viewer, and then we can start releasing those emotions.
so our viewer today says her problem is about a 7, level severity 7. Facebook is the big one. She doesn't do Twitter or Instagram. Interesting. I'm actually about to add Instagram to my life and learn all about Instagram. So I'm going to need to compartmentalize my social media efforts, add it to the morning, add it to the evening, or maybe sometime in the middle of the day so I can schedule that social media time. And then she's just on the phone in general. The phone keeps her pretty engaged. It has her life completely organized on it, but she wants to step away from it. So today, Karen, I'm going to be working on you. I'm going to be checking about the addiction level of your severity to Facebook specifically, and let's see what I come up with. So I'm just going to begin. My muscle testing looks like this. That would be a yes, and that's a no.
So anybody watching, if you want to tell us what you're addicted to, whether, in social media or at your cell phone, but I'd like to know why you think you have to answer or respond to everything that comes in. So you go ahead, Helena, and I'll just be checking on my phone.
Good. Thanks. I'll try and keep focused here. So Karen just messaged me. See how interesting it is? Oh, a message just came in. She's got 2 businesses on Facebook that she's keeping track of. So I am hydrated. I just want to become Karen now. Yes, good. And so I'm just asking the subconscious mind, Karen's subconscious mind. I'll be asking, so I'm Karen. Am I aware of my addiction to Facebook? Yes. And is it a problem? Yes. And out of 10, is it a severity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? It actually says it's an 8. So I know that I consciously want to step away from my phone now and dedicate specific times to when I'm interacting with my phone and my Facebook's accounts. Yes, that's right. So are there emotions that are causing me to be addicted to my phone here in Facebook? How many? Is it more than 5? Is it 1, 2, 3? 3 trapped emotions. So is it A or B? It's in column B. Is it odd or is it an even row? Is it 2, 4? It's in row 4, B4. Is it depression, frustration, indecisive, panic, taken for granted? So taken for granted. Do I need to know more? No. Can I release it? Yes, I can. I got my magnets. So we're just going to swipe 3 times over the governing meridian. taken for granted. Release that. Yes. Is there any more? Yes. A, odd, 1, 3, 5, 5. Blaming, dread, fear, or peeved. Emotion of peeved. Can I release that? Yes, I can. So the trapped emotion of peeved causing my need to be on Facebook, checking it all the time.
That's a
Releasing
good one.
that. And do we release that? Yes. Any more? Yes. Any in column A? No. How about B? B, odd, even, 2, 4, 6, 6. Pride, shame, shock, unworthy, worthless. Interesting, Dana. Sometimes I can just go ahead and release it. Sometimes I find just a breath.
Yeah.
As it comes up from the physical system into the energetic system. Actually, I know that my subconscious is processing a lot of information right now, a lot of feelings right now. Getting ready to let go of worthless. Yes, now is the time. Releasing worthless. Interesting sensations. I know that I'm not psychic, but I think the more I do this work, I get a little more intuitive and more sensitive.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So worthless, that was the big one. Just let go of that. Is it gone? Yes, it's gone. All right. Are there any more trapped? No. How about hidden? Hidden. So hidden. How many hidden emotions? Oh, there's one. Is in column A. No, it's in B. Odd. Even. Is it 2, 4? Oh, it's in B4. Is it depression, frustration, indecisive, panic, taken for granted? Hidden, taken for granted. Can I release hidden, taken for granted? Yes, I can. Releasing hidden, taken for granted. I think Karen's saying that she can feel the release right now in the comments.
Great. I'll just check my phone.
Check your phone. A, B. Any more hidden? Yes. A, odd, even. 2, 4, 4. Hidden A, 4. Is that anger, bitterness, guilt, hatred, resentment? You know, I remember when social media first came out, I was resentful that there was now more that I had to do. And now I love it.
Yeah.
But
when text messaging started or messaging in Facebook, I thought, it's two different things, right? It's like, oh my God, what is that, right? But there we go. We're human, right? We get on the trend, and if you're in business or you have a social life, you're checking it out. But it's an attraction distraction.
Attraction, distraction. So I just found some inherited pride from my mother. No, from my father. Was it from my father? No, from my father's side. Was it my father's mother, my father's father, my father's father? Pride. That's that. It's inherited pride, and that's the false pride. Can you explain pride while I release this inherited emotion from her father's father?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it's in the negative here, it's when we're proud of something that we've done or someone says they're proud of us, that's a positive emotion. We feel good, we feel elated. When pride comes in and we're too stubborn often to ask for help, we're just too proud to think that we have to do something that's beneath us. It could be that we just feel too proud. I could never do that. What would people think? So that's kind of where pride gets in that negative part. And even where you can have an emotion come up a few times, like Karen has taken for granted, remember, until that emotion is actually released, it is trapped in your body, and it'll get triggered and triggered and triggered over and over and over until it's released. So that's a little bit about pride. Helena, you go ahead.
Yep, good. So I just found a vibrational resonance of, or psychic resonance of worthless. And so I just released that. And it seemed to me that we were complete at that time. So I'm just checking now. So what was my severity of checking my phone for Facebook? Before it was a 8. And so now is it a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Karen, congratulations. I'm just going to become me again. You are back in control of your life and your phone and Facebook.
And Karen's made a comment. She said, I can feel the releases. It feels really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes when we're working with someone, we get an immediate release. And just the way, if you're learning to be an emotion code practitioner, or you're just interested in what we're doing here, it's important to know that with some emotions, you are going to get a stronger feeling. Sometimes what happens for me, like Helena, when you said that worthless and you had to take that breath, I'll actually see the letters in capital letters in front of me, and it's like, okay, well, that's a big one. And you're quite right. I too feel like I have to take a pause, and if it's something really, really deep and a lot of sorrow around it, I will go there as well, but I can come back out of it. But I say to people, don't minimize it. It's your journey. This is what's happening to you. So these are trapped emotions that are causing, some imbalance in your body. And with, being so addicted, especially to the phone, what I recommend is have a day off or have a half a day off or something. Of course, I know some people, okay, Karen's made another, sorry, I'm looking at my phone, but this is part of the show.
It's part of the show.
Yeah, Karen's saying, thank you so much. I felt the worthless go like a big sigh, feel a little bit teary, but in a good way. And that's a good sign, right? I say that to people, just cry, just let it go. So Helena, maybe talk a little bit about the processing, how Karen may feel after any of our clients that we work with.
Yeah, yeah. So processing is a term that we use for what our clients feel or experience after the emotion code session. Sometimes people feel immediately elated, lighter, freer, happier, clearer mentally, clarity. And sometimes afterwards they just need some time on their own to process what just happened. We often ask that they take a walk in nature, connect with nature, trees. I love to go and watch water, see the ocean, live close to the
Me too.
ocean. That's really beneficial. A Epsom salt bath is really nice as well. It's quite grounding. And sometimes they feel nothing the day of the session, but it's the next day when the other emotions start to release. And just know that it's a short amount of time. It's literally, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes, half an hour max. And then they just let it all go, and they feel joyful afterwards.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if we are, if it's something more serious and you feel like you're not moving forward, then, we will continue on with the sessions. There's no right amount of sessions for anybody. It just depends how deep it is. It depends how long you've been avoiding, perhaps dealing with something or something like now. I always feel if you're contacting Helena, myself, or anybody else that does this type of work, you're ready to make some changes. Those changes can be very quick, or they can be a very slow process. It's whatever your subconscious is going to allow to happen. So consciously you can want something, but remember, you got that iceberg, Helena?
Give me 1 second.
Okay, all right. Well, while she's doing that, I'm just going to read a comment from Leslie Marshall. This is very true. I know there's a commercial on TV about this. It says, Leslie saying, when I was still working in retail, I know that cell phones were very annoying to me when customers would be talking on their phone, especially when they had an earpiece in, and I wouldn't realize it, and I try and approach them, and they would get angry because they're on their phone. Sometimes they would want you to help them, but they didn't want you to talk to them because they wanted to talk on the phone while you, I mean, come on, that's rude. That's rude. There's that commercial where there's a guy, he's talking, or she's actually, it's a woman, young, attractive woman, right? She's on her phone saying all the right things, and he's going, oh, okay, I guess you want to get together. And she just looks at him like, she walks away, and you can see her big earpiece in her phone. So yeah, I mean, sometimes it is like, let's be mindful and not rude, but there's the subconscious, right? When we're processing, it's down there. 90 to 95% of our thoughts and our feelings are in the subconscious, and only 5 to 10% is conscious. And that's why the emotion code healing or hypnosis that Helena does, or the Reiki that I do as well, that really changes those things. And then we get to that law of attraction place where consciously we're mindful, right? And we're being very mindful. So be mindful today. How many times you pick up your phone, especially if you're with somebody. I really think unless you have their permission, I think it's rude. The other day I was on the ferry, nice and quiet, sitting down, looking at the water, reading my book, and this guy back and forth, and he's on his phone. Right, he's got the headset in, and he's got the Bluetooth thing, and all of that's happening. I thought, oh, please walk away. And sometimes, it does feel rude for us to say, would you mind? But sometimes I think it's appropriate. So just let us be mindful of when we're doing that, or in a restaurant, somebody's really loud, and you hear their whole conversation, and it's like sometimes I just feel like talking to them. And just saying, oh, is that right? Do you really feel that way? But I haven't done it yet. So just be mindful, right? That's all we're asking. And don't become a slave to this. Put it down. If you're out in nature, put it down. Just, enjoy the space around you, and allow some space into your life, because everything is so cluttered.
Right. And one of the things, Dana, when you were coaching me when I was building my business, you were very much about a calendar and scheduling my time.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely key, is developing a schedule, and that includes when your social media is happening, or when your phone is off. I just want to acknowledge Natasha Paula Samuel. I'm not quite sure if you said hello or not because I was busy working there, but she's watching from a cloudy Runford, Essex. However, it was sunnier earlier in the day. Hello, Natasha. And my intention is to meet you one day in person in the UK when I come to visit, which hopefully is within the next couple of years. That would be lovely.
Oh, we can work on manifesting that, right?
Yeah.
Great. And I don't know what the hashtag FOMO means. Do you know, Helena?
I was actually going to ask you too. So
Natasha, enlighten us. FOMO.
FOMO. What's FOMO?
FOMO. I don't know. Hashtag FOMO. I don't know. Let us know. Enlighten us. Perhaps it's an English thing. Anyway, that is our show for today. We would love for you to share it. And next week, we're going to switch it up a bit. This month, we're going to do, next week, we're going to do seasonal allergies. So if anybody has an allergy, I say I don't, but interestingly enough, I have a scratchy throat. I don't really have a cold, but there's all sorts of new plants and new things out in the air there circulating around. So if somebody has seasonal allergies, they would like us to work on that, please let us know. I have worked on allergies with great success with people. So if you want to step up and be that viewer, let us know. Helena, how can people get a hold of you?
People can get a hold of me through my my website, which is flourishhypnosis.com/emotion code. Also, if you're interested in stopping smoking, check out my thestopsmokinglady.com. And I do have Facebook business pages as well as YouTube.
Great.
And
I'm just looking at my phone. Natasha said, fear of missing out, FOMO.
That's it.
That's it. And that's a big one, right? That's a law of attraction 101. It's a negative, it's attraction distraction, right? It's a feeling of lack. What am I missing out? It's the what if scenario. What if I didn't answer it? What if it was important? What if it, the worst case scenario, if you even think about that, you're probably not even going to be answering your phone, right? It's just, it's fear of missing out. That's a good one. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Great. And as Helena said, you find her on YouTube, Facebook, a few different social media sites, and she says she's going to Instagram. So I actually have an Instagram channel, but, I'm not consistent with it. And while we're not really talking about social media right now, it is good to, if you're an entrepreneur, go where you think your followers are going to be. That's what's really important. And some social media sites are much better for that. Facebook, to me, even though I hear about the changes, I still believe it's the #1 place that people go somebody new or check somebody out. And then there's business ones like LinkedIn, and Instagram is kind of a more fun one because it's shorter. Twitter, I'm not a big Twitter fan. In fact, I have an account, but I don't even use it. So you decide which ones. But anyway, I'll just check my phone. Oh no.
Enough already.
All right, you can find me, danthespenders.com/emotion-code, my YouTube channel, lots of different playlists, Law of Attraction, Sacred Gifts. The emotion code is Empowered Women in Business. That's it from the Divas.